NFL show. Want to see if everyone's hanging out, talking some ball Monday night. We are on Thursday exactly 1 month away from the draft. 1 month away from the draft. Oh, I just got some breaking Sixers news. They shut down Paul George for the rest of the season. The Sixers are a disaster. They need to blow up the Sixers. Blow it up. The Vikes just released Garrett Bradbury, the center. Adam Schefter last week that the Vikings would first try to trade Bradbury, the team's first-round pick, in 2019. Garrett Bradbury has been released by the Minnesota Vikings, guys. And Lane Johnson today got a little bit of an extension, NFL fans. Lane Johnson gets an extension. And how about it? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, both get paid. Chase agreed to a 4-year, $161 million deal. And then T. Higgins not far behind. 4 years, $115 million. They're keeping the band together, guys. The Bengals, if the Bengals can get a defense, they're going to be freaking dangerous, guys. The Bengals will be dangerous. They need to go heavy in the draft, guys, at defense. Straight heavy. They need to go super, super heavy. The Bengals have a chance to make a run in this division. I think the Steelers are not going to be good. Straight up. The quarterback situation in Pittsburgh is a disaster. I started breaking down the roster from the Steelers today, and Broderick Jones, their left tackle, he just isn't that dude, guys. He just isn't that dude. Points scored, 472, sixth place for the Bengals. They also gave up 434, which was tied for 25th. They had the best ranked special teams, 13th ranked offense, 22nd ranked defense, right? If the Bengals could get some defense rolling, man, this team will be all right. This team would be all right. But that defense in Cincinnati is complete trash, guys. Welcome to the J All Day NFL show, guys. If you got any questions about your team's offseason, about the draft, let me know in the comments down below. And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. We're closing in on 15,000 subscribers, guys. I need 7 more to get to 14,700. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the show. Talking some ball on Monday night. About a month away from the draft, guys. It'll be here before you know it as we get ready for the rest of the NFL offseason. The only thing with the Bengals, guys, is they don't have a lot of picks. They got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. And if we take a look at the first round, who's going to be available? James Pierce, maybe, Will Johnson. There's going to be some really good defenders on the board for the Bengals. Yeah, Pat, I don't think you could get, what weapons has Justin Herbert had to work with during his career? He's never had a true number 1 wide receiver. Lat McConkey's good, but he's a slot guy, right? I think Justin Herbert is far from a bust. I think the Chargers have been the bust. What have they done to support him? I don't know. The Chargers for me. But with Harbaugh, they'll be all right. I think the Chargers really got to go after a big-time tight end, big-time wide receiver in the draft. They could use a running back in round 2 as well. I don't think they draft one in round 1. But they need to give Justin Herbert some freaking weapons, man. He can't be thrown to a 5'10" slot 18 times a game. If you look at, the targets Ladd McConkey had in his games as a rookie, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Look at his game log. Look at the targets. It's crazy, man. 7, 4, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 2, 9, 6, 12, 7, 6, 10, 8. And this guy was a rookie, man. So, a lot of targets, man. A lot of targets. He went over a Hundy spot 3 times. He went 90 3 or 4 more times on top of that. And Ladd McConkey, they say he's 6 foot, but I don't know about all that business. He's like 5'11", 5'10", 185 pounds. They need a true X wide receiver. All right, Jaden, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. Let's talk about the Green Bay Packers. I just started breaking them down a little bit as well. And for me, D-line is a big, important move for them, right? Big, important move. They need to go D-tackle. Cornerback is a big spot of need as well. You know, there are some spots on the offensive line. They could probably use some upgrades. They need an X wide receiver for sure. I like Jordan Love. I don't love Jordan Love. I like Josh Jacobs. But when you look at that roster, for me, I think a cornerback, X wide receiver, big needs for the Green Bay Packers. They're a very young roster still for sure. But if we take a look and we're breaking down position by position, I want another edge guy to go with Rashawn Gary, right? And then the offensive line, Zach Tom, the right tackle, is a monster. Jordan Morgan, the guy they drafted last year in round 1, 25th overall, he didn't really play. He got hurt, right? He got hurt. And then they brought in Banks. They paid him a lot of money from San Francisco. I thought that was a pretty ass move. He's just pretty mid, and they paid him a lot of money. I love Tucker Kraft. I think him and Jordan Love had a really, really good season together. And that relationship's only going to blossom as time goes on. That's kind of my initial thoughts. I would like to see them add another linebacker in their 4-3 scheme. I love Edge Cooper. He was one of my favorite players in the draft last year. What's up, JFK? Welcome to the chat, pal. All right, now, Just M, what is going on, buddy? We're going to break down the Denver Broncos for you guys. Let's talk about the Denver Broncos a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. They just paid him a lot of money, Jaden, a lot of money. And like I just don't I would have rather had Mekhi Becton. 2 years, what, $20 million? And they're paying him, that Banks dude, way more money, man. He got a shit ton of money, and he hasn't done anything. His highest PFF grade is a 65. His first 3 years in the year, 56, 59, 52 for Aaron Banks. I don't know. I don't know about all that. But all right, let's talk a little bit about these Denver Broncos. I love what they're doing. I love their offseason moves. Kind of medium risk, high reward type of situation. I love bringing in Hufanga, who in 2022 and 2023 was a very, very talented safety, safety. I like that move. He had a down year last year, dealt with some injuries, didn't really play too much, and he played all over the place. Didn't really settle in last year, right? Didn't play a lot. He played like not even 300 snaps on the season. And then Dre Greenlaw, another guy coming off a pretty bad injury. He played like, one game last year. But in 2022 and 2023, Dre Greenlaw was as good as it gets, man. Cooper DeJean! Yeah, the Hobbs guy, he's okay. I mean, I don't love the moves the Packers made. I think they overpaid for some guys. Straight up. I don't think they were the best deals. Kind of desperate moves, in my opinion. Man, Jerry Jones, what a disgrace. I almost feel bad for Cowboys fans, guys. I never got to that point in my life yet. I've been an Eagles fan. I'm from Philly. I'm pushing 40. There's never been a day I felt bad for a Dallas Cowboys fan. But I'm getting closer and closer to actually feeling bad for the Dallas Cowboys fans. What a shit show. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's gone to Seattle. Him and Micah Parsons are like Twitter fighting. It's a mess. It's a mess. And now they're going to have to pay Micah. If I'm Micah Parsons, what are you signing an extension for with the Cowboys? Why? You want to lose? You want to never win a Super Bowl, Micah Parsons? Because if I'm Micah Parsons and I'm looking at my career, I'm not winning a Super Bowl in Dallas. I love Micah Parsons, dude. Penn State guy. He's a freaking animal, dude. I love Micah Parsons. I would love him even more on the Philadelphia Eagles. But, like, how does he win a ring? You know, how? He can't win a ring there. There's no way. The Cowboys will not be in contention for at least, what, 6 years? 5 years? Micah Parsons will be on the wrong side of 30 then. I'm JFK, you're 100% right, but I'm talking about this through the lens of I'm Micah Parsons, right? If I'm Micah Parsons and I'm looking at like what do I want out of my career with this second contract, it's not being in Dallas. It's not. Like, put yourself in Micah Parsons' shoes. He'll be 26 to start this season, right? If he signs a 5-year deal, he's probably not going to get another monster deal. This is the biggest deal of his career coming up. The prime years of his career are coming up. Like, Micah Parsons has been elite since he stepped on the field day one in 2021. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. An absolute road grader, dog, monster. But you want to waste your career in Dallas? I don't know. If I'm Micah Parsons, I just don't want to waste my career playing for Jerry Jones in Dallas on a team that doesn't have a chance of winning. They got one wide receiver on offense. They have one weapon on offense. They don't have a running back. Jake Ferguson's cooked. Cooks is a free agent. They have one weapon on the entire offense for the Dallas Cowboys. I just don't understand why you would want to play for Dallas. And I'm not even being a hater on the Cowboys. I'm just looking at it from like a pure, non-biased perspective. Why would you want to play for Dallas? Why? Dak Prescott is mid at best. He's getting $60 million a year to be mediocre. The $60 million mediocre man. That's what we're going to call Dak Prescott. $60 million mediocre man. And CeeDee Lamb, he's another guy wasting his career in Dallas. For what? Because he could have got paid anywhere he wanted to go. But he stayed in Dallas for some reason. I don't know. I'm just calling it like I see it, guys. I don't understand. Make me understand. I want Micah Parsons to be on a successful team. Penn State guy, you know, he would love to play for the Eagles. And I'm sure Howie Roseman would oblige him, right? Howie Roseman would oblige Micah Parsons to come to Philly. There's no way they're going to suck, juggernauts. You hating? You hating? Eagles are going to be just fine. They're going to replace Josh Sweat with Jalex Hunt. They got Ojimo on the D line. Milton Williams got paid an absolute shit ton of money. What am I going to admit? They lost nobody on offense at all except for Mekhi Becton, who was on a 1-year, like $2 million deal. What do you mean? I am through and through, JFK, an Eagles, Phillies fan from day one. I'll always rep Philly from day one till the day that I die, no matter where I live. I lived in Hollywood. I live in Los Angeles now. 3,000 miles away from home, but I'll always rep the Bird Gang no matter what. Well, if you don't care about football, then what are you doing on a football live chat, bro? Make me understand, juggernauts. If you don't care, but they won't win what? They already won the Super Bowl, man. They already won, bro. What do you mean? You said, brother, I'm a grown man. It's football. I don't care. That was a direct quote. I'm not. Who's living in the past? What are you even talking about? I wasn't even talking about the Eagles. I was talking about the Cowboys. Yeah, Juggernauts, bro. You're on one tonight, bro. You got your period or something? Go Birds! Yeah, I got to meet with my accountant this weekend. Boo! Boo the tax man. Boo! But yeah, NFL fans, drop me a line in the comments. Let me know what team you want me to talk about. What team you want me to go over their draft needs or who I think they might draft. Let me know in the comments. I'm here to answer all of your NFL-related questions, whether it's free agency, current rosters, the draft. I'm here, guys, for you. Let me know in the comments down below. Seahawks, Knox Anderson. What is going on, buddy? Welcome to the chat. For me, they need to get an offensive line. They paid Sam Darnold all this money. They need an offensive line. We've been saying this for a decade about the Seahawks, and it's not going to change. I don't care who the coach is, who the quarterback is, that they can't block. This offensive line is a dumpster fire. It's all good, Juggernauts. It's all good, man. No worries. It's all love, man. Yeah, John B., I agree. I mean, Sam Darnold doesn't work well under pressure, right? And I love Cross, the left tackle, right? Charles Cross, a dog. Absolute dog. Top 10 tackle in the NFL. But everyone else, oh my goodness, man. Oh, the Iowa Hawks? Oh, I don't know shit about college football, man. I'm not the guy. I'm not the college football guy. If you want to talk about the NFL, the JL Day NFL show, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. But I don't know anything about... There's too many teams to follow in college football. I don't know how people do it. There's so many conferences, so many freaking teams. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Juggernauts. Probably got overpaid a little bit, but, you know, there's not a lot of great quarterbacks in the NFL, and he played pretty damn good last year, right? So their offensive line is trash in Seattle. They're trash. Minus Cross, it's a bunch of bums on the offensive line. If they went offensive line the first 3 picks in the draft, I wouldn't fault them for doing that. For sure. Broncos. You want me to talk about the Broncos, Knox? I like what the Broncos are doing. We touched on this a little bit earlier. Bring in Hufanga to play safety. A couple years ago, he dealt with some injuries last year. He was really, really talented. Bringing in Dre Greenlaw. I like that move as well. You know, he didn't really play last year coming off that injury, so it remains to be seen how healthy he's going to be. I would like them to add another cornerback opposite of Pat Surtain. Surtain is the man. I love Pat Surtain. And then, you know, their offensive line is sneaky good, but they could always use, like, their roster is pretty solid now, the Broncos, right? The Broncos need to just add depth at these positions, right? And bring in competition, like on the offensive line. I would like to see some offensive line competition in there. Center, guard, right tackle. Just bring in some guys. I do like the outside linebackers look pretty good. Another cornerback. Probably another linebacker because Dre Greenlaw with that injury history, you don't know how that's going to go. Their other linebacker, Alex Singleton's pretty mid, right? So maybe another safety for sure. Safety is definitely, like, I do like Brandon Jones, the 3rd-round pick out of Texas. Pretty solid guy drafted back in 2020. Struggled his first few years, but the last 2 he's really been coming into his own. So, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below any questions you guys got about your favorite NFL team. I would love to answer any questions you guys have. You definitely messed me up all year in football this year. How so, Christopher Garnett? How did I mess you up? Considering the last 9 weeks of the NFL season, I went 110 wins to 39 losses. Woo! Baby, we absolutely crushed it. My second half of the NFL season, there was no one more dominant with picking games than the J All Day NFL show. We absolutely crushed it, bro. Crushed it. And with my bets, we finished the year. I made one deposit the first week of the NFL and never deposited it again. We were up 85% on our unit bets. Woo, baby. Woo, woo, woo. Even Ric Flair is wooing over here, man. I can hear Ric Flair wooing all over the place. That's how dominant we were this year, man. The Jaguars, I don't know. Can Liam Cohen finally get something out of this offense? I don't know. I love Brian Thomas Jr. I loved him when I was scouting him. I thought he was going to be very, very talented at the NFL level. He was. I don't like the Jaguars getting rid of Evan Ingram. I think that's going to be a big loss. Trevor Lawrence relied on him a lot. All right, Chris. I see you, Chris. I see you. But yeah, the Jaguars probably go Mason Graham early with pick 5. Line him up next to Hines Allen. Looking at this roster, it's just not a good roster, man. The Jaguars aren't a good roster. Eagles fans, 0318, welcome to the chat, buddy. What is going on? I don't know. I'm looking at this, as I look at this Jaguars roster, I love Brian Thomas Jr., but Gabe Davis was like the worst signing in NFL history. The offensive line's okay. I don't know. NTN's not very good. Anton Harrison, the right tackle, has been okay at best. And they got Walker Little at the left. I mean, they could use a left tackle too. I mean, the Jaguars just have needs everywhere. I think the Jaguars are like best player on the board type of team. They can't be picking for needs. They got too many needs. Christina Amaral, welcome to the chat. What's going on? Yes, Tom Brady going to go be the quarterback for the Raiders? No, I'm just kidding. They got Geno Smith, but I'm not a big... If you follow this channel, you know I'm not a big Geno Smith guy. But that roster's not looking too bad, though. I was doing some research on the Raiders tonight just for shits and giggles. And the Raiders aren't far away, man. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. Rodgers is such a cancer, JFK. I mean, for me, like... to win a championship, the Vikings or the Steelers. If I'm Rodgers, I'm going to the Vikings or the Steelers, or I'm not coming back at all. Going to the Giants would just be a waste of everybody's time. I can't see him going to the Giants. Because if he goes to the Giants, the same thing's going to happen like happened in the Jets. Head coach and GM are both going to get fired. Like, Rodgers is a cancer, man. And he's kind of a D-bag, so that doesn't help. Yeah, I'm just looking at the rosters, right? And the Vikings got a pretty damn good roster. Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, bro. They got some weapons, dude. And I like TJ Hawkinson as well. And the defense is, like, pretty solid. So, I mean, if you want to win a ring, and, like, at 41, that's the only reason why you're playing, right? And the Jets were such a disaster, and he looked awful. And he was like the dink and dunk machine. He was just like the dink and dunk master of the universe. Just like checking down every pass for 2 yards. Yeah, the Vikings actually make the most sense when you're just looking at the rosters, right? I think the Steelers are going to it's going to blow up with Pickens and DK Metcalf. There's enough testosterone on that team to make the world explode. What's up, Burrow Prods? I mean, I think the sky's the limit if their defense didn't suck donkey balls, right? Their defense is so bad. It's so bad. They got T. Higgins locked up and Jamar Chase and Burrow locked up. They brought back Mike Gesicki. I would like to see them pick 5 guys on defense and just make it better, right? Guys, welcome to the J All Day NFL show. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. If you got any questions about the draft, about free agency, about your favorite team going into next season, let me know in the comments down below. But if they got a good defense, they could be a 12th win team. But They got their defense. It's bad. What about the Bears? The Bears really sorry guys, I got like dog hair floating around my nose. The Bears revamped their whole offensive line, right? They need a running back. And Caleb Williams needs to not get sacked, 68 times or whatever he got sacked this year? You know it. Go Birds! Go Birds! Yeah, the Bears have a shot to be a decent team. You know, they really do. Ben Johnson being the head coach over there is going to help. Faux show. We'll see. We said that last year, and then they sucked, so. Yeah, the Raiders, like, I was looking at this roster, too. I mean, the Raiders are not far away, man. They got the number 6 pick in the draft, right? The Raiders can make some noise. Pete Carroll's a good coach. He knows how to win football games. And Geno Smith won't lose you a lot of games. I don't know how many games he wins you. But if you look at the Raiders roster, they lost, Christian Wilkins, early in the season. He didn't play at all last year. He only played like 240 snaps over the whole year. He'll be healthy for the first time. Dude, the Raiders, they need an outside wide receiver. I want them to get they need a running back, a true X-wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders go Ted McMillan at number 6, guys. I wouldn't be surprised at all. They need a freaking X-wide receiver. If I'm the Raiders, I might drop back in the first round to like the middle of the first round, grab another second-round pick, and then you'd be sitting nice, dude. Nicey. The Raiders, they're not far away. They got a ton of draft picks, right? So, like, they got 3 6-round picks. Package them up to move up. They're drafting at 6, 37, 68, 108. Package one of them 6-rounders and move up a few picks, man, in each round. Yo, the Raiders, not far away, man. How do you feel about moving on from CJ? Yeah, I mean, so they need a right guard, and they got a really good player. He was the number 15 player selected in 2022. So, like, the Eagles, and Jeff Statlin's the best offensive line coach in the NFL. So when you get a guy like that for, like, a safety, in his later years, like, Kenyon Green was drafted 15th overall in 2022. 15th overall out of Texas A&M. Like, he played at a big program, and if they could turn him around and flip that for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think that's a pretty damn good deal. Yeah, Zeke, huh? Is he, like, still in the NFL? Dude is a bum. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below. If you got any questions about your NFL teams, about the draft, let me know. Oh, thanks, Burrow Prods. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for subscribing. We're closing in on 15K, man. Closing in on 15K. We're up to 14,694 subscribers, guys. We're getting there, man. Getting there. Getting there. Yeah, maybe I'll do a Bengals mock draft for you tomorrow, Burrow. I'm gonna do a Packers one and a Raiders one. I'm gonna try to shoot 4 or 5 new videos tomorrow. Yeah, dude, they're paying him $60 million. Getting crazy, dude. $60 million. $60 million for Dak Prescott. That's freaking crazy, man. So crazy. The Cowboys are a mess, guys. Cowboys are a mess. Cowboys are a mess. We just added another subscriber, guys. Thanks so much. Up to 14,695. Closing in on 15K. Getting closer and closer, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hanging out. I know it's late out here on a Monday night. On the NFL offseason, right? During the regular NFL season, we're up to 150, 200 people watching at a time. Now we're the true G's. The true NFL fans, guys. true NFL fans. We're about a month away from the draft. It's going to be a long off season, guys. Long off season, right? But it is what it is. We'll get there. We'll get through it. NFL kicks off September 4th. Whew. That seems so far away, huh? September 4th, NFL fans. Eagles kick it off. Thursday night football, September 4th. Woo, baby. I think the schedules are released in May. Right, so April's the draft, late April, and then I think it's like the second or third week of May, they'll drop the schedules for all the teams. Then we'll start making some prediction videos for us this NFL offseason for week 1. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, guys. But all right, not a lot of people are hanging out tonight. I know it's getting late on Monday. So thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm going to put out some new content tomorrow. And I just did a new mock draft, guys. Check it out. It's got like 3,000 views already. Pretty solid. Did a full first round mock draft. So make sure you check out my profile. Check out some of my long form content. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.